Welcome to the Business Buyer Diaries. My name is Nathan Platter. I'm a full-time employee, and I bought a business. I did everything right, from finding the deal, handling all the due diligence on 63 opportunities, and ultimately bought a profitable gym. And boy, was I in for a big surprise as a new owner. I chronicled everything in real time, including the biggest wins to the stressful nights at 2 a.m. I'm sharing my journey without sugarcoating anything, so you don't make the same mistakes that I did. Here's today's episode. Well, Happy New Year! Today is New Year's Eve, so it's going to be a Happy New Year. I heard two items today, the bankruptcy conclusion and, the asset sale. So we'll start with the asset sale. So basically, talked to our bankruptcy attorney and said, hey, we walked away from the business. We left our assets on site. The bank said they were going to seize them 2.5 months ago. And right now, the bank is asking us to negotiate on their behalf what the asset sale should be, so that the buyer of this studio can buy the assets from us, even though the bank said that they were going to seize the assets 2.5 months ago. And I asked our attorney, like, hey, do we have to be the one involved in this? Because we could come up with a sale price, and if the bank doesn't approve the sale price, then I have to now renegotiate all over again. Do I have to be involved in what's going on here? Or can we just let the bank seize the assets like they said they would, and then we move on with our life? He said, no, that sounds simplest. Just tell them that the bank has seized the assets, or you give your approval for the bank to seize the assets. And then the bank now owns the assets, and whether they're located on premises or they get picked up and hauled away, let the bank deal with this. This is not your problem anymore. And so finally got confirmation. The buyer asked me today, hey, Nathan, hope you're having a great Christmas. Just checking in. Where are we at on you drafting up the bill of sale items and then sending me the DocuSign so then we can submit this to the bank, so then we can see if the bank approves this, and then you sell the assets to me, and then you handle the funds and then forward the funds to the bank. That's basically what the question was, but in fewer words. Because you asked, hey, how's the draft going for the bill of sale? And that's all the background behind it. So I got that feedback from my lawyer, and fortunately, he gave the response I was hoping for, which is kind of nice. And basically, I told the bank and the buyer, hey, hope you guys had a good Christmas. I give my consent or affirmation that, yes, the bank can go ahead and seize the assets like you said you would. Once they're seized, bank and buyer, you are free to go do the sale. And that was the end of it. So I'd rather have it that way. I don't want the funds going to me or my LLC, and then I have to now deliver funds to somebody else. I don't want to do something wrong or be involved in something that's not my deal anymore. This is the bank's issue, and this is the buyer's issue, since I essentially abandoned the assets or similar to it. So there's that. And then I heard back from my bankruptcy attorney. He said, go ahead, write a check. Or basically the trustee came in and said, okay, so I'm the trustee for Nathan and family. Based on the assets of cash value and then some valuables, the total is this. The total sum of all of the cash is a certain amount. I would like a check for that entire 100% of that amount, and then mailed to my office within 10 days. So that was kind of surprising. The trustee basically wants every penny in our cash and our stocks and everything sent to her. Now we have some valuables like some firearms and some collectible cards and some electronics equipment, and those were excluded from the amount she wanted sent to her. And so fortunately we've had 1 or 2 paydays since we record everything, but they're basically asking for every dollar. So we can buy groceries, but that's not much more than that. After our mortgage payment goes through, we basically have enough for groceries this month. So that was a surprise. They want every penny that we had at the time of us filling out all of the bank statements. So kind of strange, but it's a lot better than 5 years of monthly payments for 5 years. Yeah. When we got the email, I'll admit I was really crabby. Told my wife, I'm not really thrilled about this, kind of crabby. Got into a little bit of a weird mood. But she reminded me, the alternative is we owe everything, plus we lose the house and the cars, or we could have 5 years of monthly payments that we would not be able to afford. We'd have to basically sell our house to afford those payments. And then this is option C. So between having to sell everything or a lot of stuff and having a one-time payment, or option B of 5 years of unaffordable payments, or option C, one-time payment and we just go to zero. This is, of those three options, this is the most preferred option. So that was a helpful reminder. Really grateful for my wifey. And yeah, so right now, just pull it to the post office. I have a check for almost every dollar that we have in our cash accounts. This morning I was putting all the funds together so we can write the check, and in a few days we go close to zero. And then we'll be at a new slate. So kind of nice. We're doing it all on Christmas Eve or New Year's Eve, and we'll be good to go. So head inside, doing it right now. We're going to find the joy, find the blessing and all this that's going on, because you never know when things are easy or hard. And right now it feels hard, but it's kind of easy as well. So that's where we're at. That's where we're going. Let's rock and roll. This has been another episode of the Business Buyer Diaries. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. I hope you're realizing that business ownership is no cakewalk. Check the podcast notes for a link to the DIY due diligence program, the complete list of show sponsors, and for media inquiries. Music written and composed by Wes Schrock. I'm your host, Nathan Platter. Join me again on the next one.